A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a move that has sent shockwaves through Indonesia, the government has officially conferred the title of National Hero upon the late President Suharto, a leader whose three-decade rule was marred by allegations of severe human rights violations, corruption, and nepotism. The ceremony took place on Monday, presided over by the current President Prabowo Subianto, who is also Suharto's former son-in-law. This decision has ignited fierce backlash from pro-democracy activists, human rights organizations, and families of victims who suffered under Suharto's authoritarian regime. Suharto, who rose to power in 1967 after a failed military coup against then-President Sukarno, ruled Indonesia with an iron fist until he was ousted in 1998 following widespread protests during an economic crisis. His tenure is often characterized by a brutal crackdown on dissent, with estimates suggesting that up to 1 million political opponents were killed during his regime. Despite this dark legacy, the government, led by Prabowo, has chosen to celebrate Suharto's contributions to the country, citing his role in Indonesia's independence struggle against colonial powers and his efforts to stabilize the economy during his rule. The announcement of Suharto as a national hero has raised alarms about historical revisionism in Indonesia, a nation that has struggled to reckon with its past. Critics argue that honoring Suharto undermines the sacrifices made by those who fought against his oppressive regime and distorts the narrative of Indonesia's journey towards democracy. Activists have taken to the streets in protest, brandishing placards that read, "Stop the whitewashing of the General of Butchery," and thousands died, but the country chose to forget. Fadli Zon, Indonesia's culture minister, defended the decision, emphasizing Suharto's military operations during the independence era and denying his involvement in the mass killings of suspected communists during the 1965-66 purge. However, many activists, including Usman Hamid from Amnesty International Indonesia, have labeled the recognition of Suharto as a national hero as absurd and a blatant attempt to whitewash historical crimes. The debate surrounding Suharto's legacy is particularly poignant given the current political landscape in Indonesia, where many officials are seen as having ties to the former dictator. Prabowo, who has openly praised Suharto in the past, has faced criticism for his increasing militarization of civilian life since taking office. In the lead-up to the award, a letter signed by approximately 500 civil society members and activists was sent to Prabowo, urging him to reconsider the decision. The letter described the move as a betrayal to the victims of Suharto's regime and a dangerous distortion of history. This latest development has sparked discussions about the implications of honoring a leader with such a controversial legacy. With Indonesia being the world's third-largest democracy, the decision to celebrate Suharto raises questions about the country's commitment to upholding democratic values and addressing past injustices. As protests continue to unfold, the government has remained largely silent on the criticisms, failing to provide a substantial response to the claims made by activists and historians alike. The elevation of Suharto to national hero status has not only reignited old wounds, but also highlighted the ongoing struggle for justice and accountability in Indonesia. As the nation grapples with its complex history, the question remains: can Indonesia truly move forward while honoring a figure whose rule was defined by oppression and violence? The answer may shape the future of democracy in this Southeast Asian nation, as citizens demand recognition for the victims of a regime that left a lasting scar on the collective memory of the nation. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.